Okay. This was supposed to be the start of the channel. This was supposed to be I'm going to start a planted fish tank. Come along with me. Watch how a beginner does it. It has been nothing but hectic this morning. From the ATM was broken to try and get the cash for this Facebook Marketplace deal. She gave me a different tank than what she told me she was selling. I've been here for almost 2 hours now trying to get a refund or to return these items to her. Long story short, I found the exact tank that I wanted, or I thought I wanted, on Facebook Marketplace. And when I was given the tank, it is not what I thought. It's not going to fit where I want it. It's not going to work. So here I am now texting her, trying to figure out how to get this tank back so that I can go purchase what I thought I was getting, the right tank, all of that. And it has just been nothing but crazy. So I'm hoping I can get the right tank because I still really want to start this channel. It has just been crazy. I wanted the 20-gallon long, which if you don't know is a great tank. It's 30 inches long and then usually like a foot high. This one is over a foot high and 20 inches long, which is the cheaper option of tanks. It's still an awesome tank, like don't get me wrong, but it's cheaper than what I wanted. So getting a refund doesn't even cover going to get the tank. So it's just kind of like a crisscross of things. Anyways, here I am waiting. So we're gonna see how this goes. I will keep you guys updated, but this is the start of the channel. Nothing but crazy. And last night I updated the name for my YouTube channel of Mary's Crazy Life, and I'm starting to really understand why I did that. So anyways, back to the video. I have an update. I got a full refund from her because I offered to return all of the items that I paid for and were given to me, including the tank, the lid, the water treatments, everything. But she said that she doesn't want them, so she gave me a full refund and told me to keep them, which is so nice of her. Like, she didn't have to do that. I understand things happen. It's a mistake. Is what it is. Kind of hectic, but it's over now. So now I have a bunch of things that we're going to go through, and I'm going to decide if I want to keep or not. So it is almost 5 o'clock now. Finally done. I got a full refund from the lady, and she gave me a bunch of the fish supplies. So Benjamin would like to say hi. He's very interested. So we're going to go through and see what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. So obviously this is the divider. I'm not going to keep that because there's no need for it, because I'm not keeping the fish tank. Next up, top fin. I got a bunch of these filters, and honestly, there's a whole bunch in here, and they're really good quality, so I'm probably going to keep these. I believe these are bioactive carbon, which is really good for starting a fish tank. Activated carbon. They're really good with all the different minerals and stuff you want to add to your water when starting an ecosystem before you put your fish in. We got Tropical Flakes color enhancing. These I'm probably going to get rid of just because I'm not having any goldfish or tropical fish other than betta fish, rasboras, and plecos. That's what I usually stick to when doing my betta fish tanks. So I will not be keeping these. Brand new thermometer. I will be keeping this just because when you have a betta fish, they are warm water fish, so you want to know what temperature you are keeping them at. So cool beans. I think these go with the divider, so we're not going to keep those. Next up is aquarium salt. I've never used this, especially for freshwater fish. It is already opened. API is a really good brand, but I'm not going to be keeping this. I've never used it. Yeah, we're going to throw this away. We have some 3-day food feeders. I'm going to keep these just in case. They're usually made for guppies or goldfish, but for rasboras, these can work for long-term feeding. So just in case I go away, we'll keep these. Moving on to a lot more of the chemicals and stuff. It looks like a bunch of these have spilled in the bag, so I'm going to try and be careful about that. This is a bacteria starter. We're going to keep this. Top Fin, once again, it's a really good brand, especially for starting your fish tanks. It's just good for adding minerals and starting up your tank. It's a good tank starter. Looks like there's a Top Fin mini bottle. This was probably used for keeping extra things in. we're gonna keep that just in case. Moving on, we have water conditioner. This is really good for tap water. It gives you instructions on the back of how much to put in. This is pretty dirty, but Topfin, another good brand, so we'll keep that just in case. You can never have too many things. A little thing of water conditioner, also pretty good. And then we have another bacteria starter. This is the same brand, so there's just doubles of things in here. So we'll keep all of those just to make sure that everything's good. This I'm probably gonna get rid of. It's just really colorful, and if you guys watch when I do get the tank and get it all started, this is not the vibe we're going for. So it's really nice, but I'll probably throw this away. Next up, we have pH Up. This is really good for obviously raising the pH levels in your tank. Again, API, really good brand. None of this stuff is expired either, so that's awesome. Keep that. This is API Stress Coat, which I think is leaking. It does expire this year, so I will keep that in mind when keeping this. But this is really good when adding new fish to your tank or having to put them in a quarantine tank if they get sick. That's mainly what this is for, and it makes tap water safe, so you don't have to add water conditioner and stress coat. It's just in one bottle, so I will keep that if anything happens. Oof. This is Clarity. Basically, from my understanding, this keeps things from clouding in your tank. It's just another type of water conditioner, more of like a clarifier. It gets rid of all of the bleach and stuff, or chlorine, sorry, that could be in your water. Really good brand, so we will keep this as well. It's dripping, so I'm going to put that back in the bag, but I will keep that. Next up is API Test Strips 5-in-1. So this tests for the pH, NO2, NO3s, KH, and GHs. So it tells you the different levels. You can just Google what levels your fish like that are in your tank, and go off of that. So there's a bunch in there still, so I'll keep these just in case. Next up is the API Freshwater Master Test Kit. Now I'm gonna go through this with you guys because I love API and I love their test kits. They're just so easy to use. So this looks like it has already been opened, which is perfectly fine. You can use these, there's so much in here. You can use everything multiple times. Looks like one of the test tubes is gone, but you can literally just test different things. So the test tubes look like this. They have a line on them, which you fill the water up to. It's basically 5 milliliters. And then you put the cap on and off, and you put the correct amount of drops of whatever you're testing for. So it comes with this awesome booklet, and it gives you all the different levels inside, instructions on how to do so. And it has all the different stuff in it. So pH test solution, so this will tell you if you need to put your pH up or down. High range pH test solution. And the booklet also tells you what each thing is testing for. Ammonia levels, super important if you have any fish pass away or you're using any type of like well water, you want to test for that. Another type of ammonia. You have nitrates, NO3s, and another nitrate, NO3. So I'll be keeping these because that's super good knowledge to have, and just to keep this on hand, especially when emptying your tanks and doing water changes, just to make sure all your levels don't change. So I will be keeping this as well. I will flip the camera around and show you everything that I got that I'll be keeping. Honestly was quite a bunch, so I'm really happy with what happened and what the outcome of this was, minus how stressful it was. With all that being said, today has just been such a crazy hassle, so I'm going to make a separate video on whether I get a 10-gallon or the 20-gallon tank that I was talking about earlier today. Those are all going to be separate videos, so just for today, this is the end of this crazy nonsense day. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.